You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, I'm absolutely astonished about what happened in the fourth quarter of the Bengals and Bills game. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals, folks, they came into this game at 4-8, and they still had a chance to actually make the playoffs. You may be thinking, all right, how is it that a 4-8 team this late in the season still has a chance to actually make the playoffs? It's because their division is not very good. The Baltimore Ravens are sitting at the top of the division, and also the Steelers. Steelers are actually playing right now. But going into the game, both teams, I believe, were 6-6. So therefore, Cincinnati was only 2 games back with 5 games to play. Well, folks, it seems like the Bengals now have suffered the death blow to their season. Because in that fourth quarter, guys, they imploded. And it's really came down to really 2 plays, both by Joe Burrow, who I believe is one of the best QBs in the league. No question about it. He actually had back-to-back interceptions. One was a pick six. And both of the passes were actually deflected by a lineman, I believe. The first one ran back for a touchdown. The second one wasn't, but it led to a Buffalo touchdown. Folks, the Bills scored 21 points in a span of like 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But Joe Burrow didn't give up. T. Higgins went down and caught a one-handed touchdown, folks. Joe Burrow's still big time. But boy, pretty much he imploded, man, during that time stretch in the fourth quarter. And that just doomed the Bengals. And of course, you guys know on the other side, man, Josh Allen, big time. Big time. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. Here we go. So now the game is ended, folks. Final score, Bills 39 and the Bengals 34. Now, Cincinnati was rolling, like I said, in this game. They had 21 points at the half. And I believe that the Buffalo Bills, they won a game when they actually give up 21 points during the half. You know, if you were to tell me, man, that Joe Burrow put up 21 points in the first half, I would say he's probably going to win. It didn't happen, folks, because you guys can see right here those 2 interceptions. Yeah, and we actually got a little bit of video footage here, guys, because, boy, I got to tell you, watch this here. Deflected, and that's the pick six right there. Pick six. He actually tried to make the tackle. He couldn't do it. It happened on back-to-back plays. And that's what actually doomed the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, that was just devastating. Very, very exciting fourth quarter overall. Now, Josh Allen, he also ran for a touchdown. He had a huge run, folks. A huge run. But Josh Allen right here, 22 of 28, 251, 9 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a 139.7 QB rating. He ran the ball 9 times for 78 yards, but he also had a 40-yard run, folks. And I believe that 40 yards is actually for the touchdown. Yeah. Now, Joe Burrow's numbers are going to look good, but those 2 interceptions, man, they were deadly. They were deadly, man. And Bengals and Bills trending over here. Yeah, that's the T. Higgins catch right there, one-handed. Josh Allen right here, 40-yard TD run right there. To the house. Absolutely amazing, man. Cincinnati, I believe they had this game in the bag, folks. That's why I actually was actually shooting videos during the game, because it looked like Cincinnati was in control. But this is why the game is 60 minutes. It's 60 minutes, folks. And when you actually have two great QBs, you can't give up. You can't. But boy, I don't think I've seen anything like those two Joe Burrow interceptions. I mean, tipped by linemen and intercepted. Tipped by linemen, folks. Back-to-back plays. Is that same kind of play? Except one went for a touchdown on a pick six. The other one was basically a pick six, because that's when Josh Allen, I believe, ran it into the end zone, guys. I mean, it was just crazy. Absolutely crazy. That T. Higgins catch, though, man. Wow. Astonishing. And at the end of the game, man, Josh Allen, he made a smart decision, because the Bengals only had one TD. Scores already 39-34. And it's, what was it? It was second down. And Josh Allen didn't have anybody open. He was moving backwards. And he did the right thing by keeping the ball in his hand, because Cincinnati was out of timeouts, if I'm not mistaken. So on next play, it's 3rd and 15. Josh Allen. Everybody thought that they're probably just going to run it. Now, this wasn't a design run, I believe. He was in a shotgun. I think he was going to pass. Nobody was open, but he ran it for like 15 yards for the dagger, and that was it. Then it was victory formation, game over with, folks. So this was a devastating collapse by the Bengals. Not at 4-9, and these other games in the division, I believe, ended. So what are we looking at right now? So Baltimore and Steelers game. So now they're 3 back in loss column. Yeah, they're done. They are toast. Now, as far as the other scores that are going on, because I believe Rose is actually watching the Steelers game is going on right now. He's definitely following that. And I think he's actually going to do a reaction to this Steelers game and Ravens game. Steelers right now are still leading. And I think they're driving. No, Baltimore has the ball, so they're driving down right now. So don't know what's going to happen with that game. But either way, guys, one of these teams is going to end up 7-6, and they're going to be up 3 games on the Bengals, 5 games to go. That's a wrap. It's over with for Cincinnati, man. This was a devastating collapse and a devastating loss. They had this game. They were up by, I believe, 10 in this game, if I'm not mistaken. It was, I can't remember the exact score, but I think they were up by 10. And then it completely flipped around. And then we saw the Bills up by 11. Of course, Cincinnati makes a touchdown with T. Higgins' one-handed catch. It was a monumental collapse, guys. Monumental collapse. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.